Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's actually pretty late right now and I'm testing out different filming setups. So yep, here we are. I thought I would try to do a reading just to see how it would go. It hasn't worked out the last 8 times that I've attempted to record this, but let's see how dogged I can actually be. Anywho, so we have 3 piles here. Pile number 1. Jesus. When nothing happens, I get in my own way, apparently. So that's great, right? Okay, so pile number 1, we have rose quartz. Pile number 2, the man. Pile number 3 is, I think it's called Apache's Tears, I believe. There's a really sad legend around it. I don't know if its origins are, Western. But yeah, it's a type of volcanic glass, so it's actually see-through if you put it up to the sun or some light source. It's actually pretty cool. Instead of having a specific question, I think I'm just gonna wing it and just see what the cards show me. That's kind of what I do every reading, even though I tried to stay on topic to the question that is being asked. But yeah, we're just gonna see. Anyway, take a second to decide which pile is yours, or which stone is yours, and let us begin. So pile number 1, rose quartz. I should probably put it up front. Alright. I think I'm gonna start with our Anima Mundi deck. Can I get a few cards, please? Pile number 1. Oops. Oh, there's 2. Any more? Nope, that's too much. I'm sorry. Do you have any more for me? More? Do you have any more for pile number 1? Jeez. Fine, I guess I'll take them. Alright, so the 2 cards that we got originally were 9 of Cups, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So it could represent somebody that you're dealing with, somebody who's pretty sharp-tongued, manipulative, standoffish, I guess. Like, she will cut you. We have 4 other cards. Since these came out immediately, I'm going to take these as the main cards and then these as supports. So we have the Hierophant, Tradition, the 3 of Pentacles. I can't tell if this is upright or no, it's upside down. So the lack of teamwork, yet there is like a sort of like social structure, tradition that you have to adhere to. There's the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And the Page of Wands in reverse. Okay, let's mull over this combination for a little bit. So I don't know if, so what I'm getting is that I actually see these two as a couple. The Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. I know that normally tarot readers pair up kings and queens, but for some reason I feel that these two are a couple rather than referring to the same person. It's actually two different people. So somebody who's not very good with their money with somebody who is just like verbally manipulative and standoffish and whatever. There's also the Three of Pentacles, meaning that there isn't like, even though they're together and they have a child apparently that is misguided, possibly because of the chaotic pairing between the two, there not being a lot of cooperation, teamwork in the pairing. Yet there's a lot of love. And I think out of this abundance of love, this is how this Page of Wands resulted. If it's not an actual child, it could also be a pet that's a little bit rambunctious, probably needs to be trained a little better. But yeah, I probably thought marriage because of the Hierophant card, which makes sense. So this is a story of two heads of households who are very strong in their own right, but are a little bit dysfunctional with the gifts and attributes that they do have. While there's a lot of love between them, there isn't a lot of teamwork, unfortunately. And so they haven't been able to properly school whatever their child is. Yeah. Let me see if I can get some astrology cards. Move this over a bit. Can I get some cards for pile number 1, please? Oh. So one dropped. Ooh, the first quarter. So, learning their karmic challenges. Can I get one more, please? Or maybe even 2 more to represent their signs. Do 2 more, please. Yeah. So it's not wanting to give me any more cards. But like, it could be a pairing between somebody who is an air sign or an air dominated chart, or somebody that is an earth sign or earth dominated chart. So yeah. I am really curious like what we're gonna get with the magical Neko. Come on. Come on, kitty. There you go. Ah, okay. One came out really quick. So, I think the description for this cat is actually the decaying cat. So it's a dead cat, with fungus, mushrooms growing out of its body. But it's in reverse. So it's a zombie cat? I'm not sure. Let's get one more. And let's see if we can get a better picture. It also suggests that the natural process in which something dies and decays, you know, is disrupted. So there's an interruption in that. Maybe it represents the actual relationship. Like, it's a relationship with a lot of love, but it's dysfunctional. And so both parties actually should move on. I know that's the verdict for a lot of my interpretations, so take it with a grain of salt. Maybe it could just mean that, you know, growth is needed. I mean, there are fungus here growing out of this dead cat, so, I mean, it is a key word. Let's get one more. One more card, please. One more card. I don't think it wants to come out. Alright, so yeah, we have the dead and decaying cat in reverse. Yeah, I guess with this card, it's not just death and it's not just growth, it is transformation, right? The ending of something. So it is a growth in a way where I guess both parties really have to transform how they operate in this relationship in order for this to go forward. Because as it stands, it's not. And I have a feeling that it actually probably affects whoever the earth sign is more so than the air. Oh my gosh. It affects the earth sign more so than the air sign. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we have the Eight of Swords. And then Six of Cups in reverse. Oops. So let go of the past, let go of idealistic visions of the past, beliefs of the past, and really face, you know, the challenges head on. Have a conversation, you know, which is probably going to be easier, possibly, for the air sign, but they are in reversed, so it could mean that it's something that, you know, when you're like really set in your ways, but your ways are toxic, they're harmful to yourself and others, but you're just so used to them, so used to those patterns of thinking, doing, and feeling that once they're questioned, it's kind of like a question of your identity. It's a question of yourself. And it's pretty painful because it's become who you are. So yeah, I take back my statement on it being harder for the earth sign. I think it's gonna be tough for both parties, for real. I'm gonna take back these 2 cards. No, I already got the advice, didn't I? Yeah, just let go of prior expectations, dreams of a happier, smoother, like calmer time, and have a conversation. Work on change, transformation, a different way of being, especially now that y'all have this Page of Wands here. Like you're taking care of a completely new life form that you've given birth to, or in some way, shape, or form, you know? So, yeah. Get your shit together, essentially. Alright, so that was pile number 1. Thanks so much for tuning in, I guess. Like, subscribe, and comment, I guess, if you feel like it. And, hope to see you again soon. Let me just clean this up. Alrighty. Okay, we have pile number 2. The Man Rune. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I was gifted this along with a really cool like tarot box. Yeah. Anyway, pile number 2. I think I'm gonna start with the Anima Mundi again. So this deck is actually my very first tarot deck. Super hardy, and I've taken it to multiple trips overseas, so it's well traveled. I remember I did an interview spread with this deck, and for like personality, the card that I got to represent this entire deck was the Empress. So like yeah, all hail this yeah, this deck. I'm sorry, I just had a brain fart. Okay, alright, back to business. What does pile 2 need to know? Or can I get some cards for pile 2? So we have 2 to start off again. Oh, thank you, Your Highness. Okay, so we have 7 of Wands in reverse. The Empress, we were just talking about it. And 9 of Cups. Okay, so we have 9 of Cups in the previous reading. But clearly this is different, and this other card just popped out. The 9 of Wands. Alright, so I'm gonna grab some clarifiers. Can I get a clarifier for this Nine of Cups here? Oops, there it goes. Two of them actually. So Knight of Swords in reverse and Two of Pentacles in reverse. So oftentimes, court cards, like the Knight of Swords, is read as an actual person. I don't know if I want to do that for this reading, though. Oops. Because I believe that it actually pertains to you. Like, maybe in the past, maybe in the past you were just so eager to say certain things, to do certain things, to cut down the weeds when you see them, even if you cut down flowers along with it as well, you know, not really taking care to temper or watch out for where your sword actually lands. Okay, and then for the Empress, actually, I'm going to move these over. I think that makes more sense. So under the Empress, we have Two of Pentacles in reverse. Not having to make a choice, because you have everything. And then under Seven of Wands, we have Queen of Cups in reverse. And under Nine of Wands, we have Judgment. Okay, just give me a second. But there are two other cards that popped out, and I think that they actually are advice for you. So I'm going to leave them to the side. So in terms of your situation, I think with the Knight of Swords, clarifying the Nine of Cups upright, I think that you have pretty much everything, especially with the Empress right next to it. Like, literally, you are just set in terms of security, family, love, education, whatever you feel like represents wealth in this lifetime. And that has given you great emotional security. Yet something is missing, and I think it has to do with being reckless with what you have cut out of your life. How does that coincide with Two of Pentacles in reverse, though? So we have Page of Wands, the Moon in reverse, and Queen of Wands in reverse. So perhaps these are actually separate matters, maybe? Maybe the Nine of Cups refers to your overall social situation, whereas with this Empress and Two of Pentacles, you actually had two people fighting over you. Represented by the Page of Wands. Somebody was like just like really thirsty for you. And this Queen of Wands in reverse, also very thirsty for you, but maybe destructive. You weren't able to make a decision between the two. Maybe you chose none of them. But simply the fact that the both of them were interested in you that really boosted up your ego and you felt very much like the Empress. Which is cool. Cool, I guess. I'm not gonna take that one. And then we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. So Seven of Wands upright is usually talks about victory or having the will to win. The will to win. But then in reverse is kind of, I mean, we could interpret it as the opposite, that you no longer have the will to win. And then we have another court card, another queen here. Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay. I think it's all starting to make sense now. Okay, so like basically you're a super popular person. You had a bunch of people falling at your feet, like this Page of Wands, Queen of Wands in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse, and you were the Knight of Swords. You were cutting people out. You didn't make a decision as to who you wanted because you were fine with just simply being wanted. It was a pretty tense situation. Like there's a lot of fire and passion surrounding all these connections and being in the middle of it. And so I think that solves our mystery of why you're at the Nine of Cups rather than the Ten of Cups. Because, like, all in all, you feel pretty happy, pretty content, pretty secure, but you are probably single still. That's not to say that you need a partner necessarily, but I think for you, that's kind of the missing piece in your puzzle. But you couldn't decide amongst all your options that were available to you. Like, although you were flattered, like, none of them were the one. And then going over here to our advice cards here, we have the Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles. So focus on security, focus on love, sharing your wealth, sharing security. But I think it's really just reassurance that you're set. You have everything that you need. I think I'm going to try to get one astrology card, and then we're going to wrap up your reading. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to push these to the side. So many cards. I didn't pull it onto the table, but one of the cards that did come out was actually the Eight of Cups. And that means walking away, which really supports, I guess, the theory that I had of you just not having it with all these people. And it couldn't, like, it can also apply to just, never mind, I'm gonna stop. Otherwise my mind's gonna go in circles as to what can or cannot be. Can I get a couple astrology cards for pile number 2, please? So you got 4 Capricorn, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Pallas. So amongst all the people that we were talking about, could have been an Aquarius, might have corresponded with that, yeah, Aquarius, Scorpio, Capricorn, all really intense signs. Yeah, you have two fixed, I believe. Aquarius is a fixed sign, Scorpio is a fixed sign, and Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and they're all very intense. If you've ever met anybody with these sun signs. Then you have Pallas, which is all about creative intelligence. I would imagine that it took a lot of creativity to balance all these people out. And you might have like felt a sort of intellectual affinity. Like you could be creative with them, but it didn't really, nobody had your heart, essentially. So, yeah. Again, your advice was the Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. So just, you know, focus on what you do have. And you don't really need much more. So that was our reading for pile number 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff if you feel like it. And we will see you in our next reading. Bye! Alrighty, so pile number 3. Welcome, welcome. So, as with all the other piles, I'm going to start with Anima Mundi here. Oh, gosh. Let's do this several times. Mysterious noise outside. Did not. I'm so bad at shuffling. No. Okay, so this popped out really quickly. Huh. I wonder if all these readings are actually connected. I wonder if somebody's gonna pick all of them, because there seems to be spillover from each deck. Like there was a card from in pile 2 from pile 1, and now we have another card from pile 2 in pile 3. So that's a thread there, right? Is there anything else you would like to tell? Oh, I was like, yes, sire. There was something else. So we have the star. We have, what was that? The Six of Wands in reverse. Anything else for pile number 3? Or Apache's Tear? The Hermit. The Hermit in reverse. Can I get a clarifier for each of these cards? Starting with the Six of Wands in reverse. Ooh, okay. Six of Six of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying the Six of Wands in reverse. So there was a situation in which you were trying to be a good Samaritan, a good, like, member of society. You were giving your time, money, or whatever. But whatever engagement, this whatever event that you were participating in, it turned out to be a lot more stressful than you anticipated it to be. Especially with this tower here. Like, something went down, and we have the world in reverse. Clarifying this hermit in reverse. Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm back. I had to take a short break. Okay, let's look over the cards that we do have. We have the Six of Wands in reverse, Six of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying that the Star, Tower, upright, clarifying the Star, the Hermit in reverse, and the World, clarifying the Hermit in reverse. So, yeah, so it was a situation, an event, or organization, whatever. You thought you were doing something good for the community. Oh my gosh, tongue-tied. It ended up being much more stressful than you anticipated. It was not the peaceful sort of victory that you were anticipating it was going to be. Something serious happened, some big event where it has you looking towards the future, because in the present, you feel like there's no hope. You've sort of receded into yourself. Actually need some more clarifiers, but yeah, you receded into yourself. You're not going out into the world. And it actually reflects a sort of karmic lesson that you haven't completed yet. Possibly in how you reacted in result to this Tower event. Yeah, let's see. Can I get a clarifier for this Tower? Clarifier for this Tower, please. Clarifier for this Tower. What happened? What happened that was a Tower event? Whoops. I feel like one card turned over on me, but I don't see it. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna try the Chrysalis Tarot that I have here. Because I suppose I'm not giving it a fair shot by using a tarot deck with 3 cards already missing. So this Chrysalis Tarot is something that you can get at a lot of metaphysical stores. Like, especially the ones that have been around for a long time and don't stock the indie decks. Actually got it from Mount Shasta, because there's some spiritual history around that place. Allegedly, there is a vortex at the center of Mount Shasta or something. Weird shit happens there or something. I don't really know. I didn't experience any of that. Oh god. Okay, so clarifying this tower. We have the Watcher, Queen of Cups, and Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Okay. So I can see that the Queen of Cups might have been you. Is the Queen of Cups the querent? Is the Queen of Cups the querent? Four of... what is it? Four of wrong... Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so while I do see that the Queen of Cups here does represent you and how you reacted to this tower situation. Like, so this tower situation was that, so maybe there was a huge project or something within this organization that you've been putting a lot of effort, time, and money into. And like this project was kind of your baby. And you've been waiting for your fruit to come in from all the effort that you've put in, but it just wasn't happening. Like, you did everything the right way, the way it was supposed to go. Like, in your mind, it should have manifested, I guess. But it never did. It just didn't go the way that you had planned it to. And in result, you were incredibly emotional about this. I mean, understandably so. Like, it is just devastating after investing so much of yourself into something and it not coming to fruition. That is brutal. And I really feel for you. I see this, so when I look at this card, I actually see this owl right next to this woman here. And I think what I feel from this intuitively is that somebody was kind of like feeding into your emotions, like just making it worse than it actually was. Kind of like together you were collectively or collaboratively like drowning in the water of your emotions. This person because I'm looking at the blue background here surrounding the owl and the person, and it just, for me, it seems, when I look at this card, I just feel like kind of overwhelmed around my throat area. Like I kind of want to cry, like a lot. And I think that whoever that you consoled in made it worse than it actually was. It's great that you were able to get your emotions out. And it's great that you had somebody who, like, you could confide in. But it's not... Essentially, your lesson here is actually to toughen up. Because the world, reality, normal life, I guess, just has so many different challenges and obstacles that go and like get in your way. You're not always gonna get what you want, and that's just the reality of things. That's not to say that your efforts were for naught, because clearly you've you know, gain so many different skills, maybe a certain framework to work upon, to adjust, to improve upon, you know? Like, your time wasn't wasted, but whoever that you were talking to, like, just made it, like, seem like it was the end of the world, essentially. When in fact it's not. There are parts that you can salvage. You can move forward from this. And I have a feeling that this person that you were talking to might have convinced you to, like, stop everything that you're doing. Like I said, like, you can still move forward with what you've accomplished so far. The steps, the foundations that you've already laid down. Maybe they won't work for your original purpose, for what you wanted it to be, but it could be repurposed for something else, you know? But this person that you were talking to really encouraged you to, I mean, sometimes it's good to get away, especially when you've had such a traumatic incident, but you gotta get back at it. Because you can't stay locked in your room, depressed all of the time. Like, that's just, the world is gonna keep spinning, keep moving, keep changing around you. And clearly you're a go-getter. Clearly you can make things happen. And just because you had this setback is not a reflection on who you are personally. It's just a learning experience that is going to make you stronger in the long run. Wow. Wow. That was definitely a channeled message for you. I never speak with such conviction unless, yeah, so. And you know what? I think I'm gonna grab some Neko cats for you. So for stuff that you could be doing to, like, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what cards we get. I just put it up here. Any positive cards? Ooh. For pile number 3. So we have the cat in the rain. Those raindrops kind of resemble teardrops. But hey, like, look at that. You have, or this cat has an umbrella. They're suited for this. It's overwhelming, but you can weather the storm. Any other positive cards? Or, ooh, pile number 3. Okay, yeah. So, this flower cat. Be surrounded by like-minded people. People who are just as ambitious as you are. Who are just as giving and goal-oriented as you are. And have them support you. Don't be dragged down by somebody who is not so similar to yourself, so that they have different goals. You really need to be surrounded by like-minded people. And I think that those people will also support you in a way where you will feel empowered rather than devastated by what had happened. Anyway. That was our pile number 3, and that concludes all of our readings, or all of our piles for this video. If you liked or resonated with anything that I said, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in another video. Bye now.